Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic K-Man channel, and I am Cosmic, and today I got 11 tips on how to be good at Gears 5. So the Gears of War series is a very hard series to get into, extremely competitive, extremely hard to learn the movement, and extremely hard to pretty much overall play the game. But once you play a lot and you reach a high level, it's very rewarding. It's just a huge grind to get to it, but you know, these 11 tips should be able to help you, and I hope that you guys can take away something from this. And these 11 tips aren't in order. It's just a lot of stuff that helped me out as a player. So this is all personal, but I think you can learn a lot from this and incorporate it into your own gameplay. So the first tip is learn from pros and streamers and ask questions. This is something I did a lot when it came to like trying to counter wall balancing or learning how to better my movement and fix my controls and like find something that worked for me. So I watched a lot of streamers, I watched a lot of content creators, and pretty much consumed a lot, and I learned a lot from doing that, and especially asking questions, you know. There's a lot of cool streamers you guys can go to, like Domes, you guys can go to Star Spawns, like there's really cool streamers that you guys can check out. Shadow's one of my favorite, and definitely check those guys out, meet some new people, and overall just ask questions and they'll help you out, you know, and you'll learn a lot from watching them play too. So the second tip is, and this one's a big one too, learn the movement of the game, how it plays, how your character, how fast the walking speed is, the running speed, when the end lag happens, when you roll, the end lag on that. So like learn the movement, learn how fast you hit cover, and kind of just time it. And these might sound a little bit hard, but once you get used to the game, you'll subconsciously know like the movement and like how long it takes to do stuff. Because like when I roll, sometimes I know I'm gonna die if I accidentally roll into someone, because you know I can't shoot once I like immediately roll. You know, I gotta wait for that second to get my character back up. So like once you play the game a lot, you'll know when to do stuff and when it's safe. Learn wall bouncing, which is part of tip number 2. So wall bouncing is pretty much just sliding to cover and canceling to another piece of cover, and people do that to throw up your shots and to set up their shots and hit center screen on you. So pretty much wall bouncing, all it is just trying to throw you off and to have them scooch up closer and get a one hit on you, or a 2-shot down. So learn how to wall bounce. It's very simple. You know, you just use your cover button and use your camera, and you aim to one side to the wall, and then before you even hit the wall on your back, you cancel that out and you slide to the other cover, doing the same input. So learn that for sure. Tip number 3 is learning to hit center screen, and this one's pretty important because a lot of people, when I watch them play, and even with me, when I was starting out, I would think I'm hitting center screen, or like I'm not looking at my character's positioning, and I would miss my shots a lot. You know, as you can see here, I'm getting my shots. I'm playing center screen. I'm used to where my character's at, my distance, and the distance between me and my enemy. I got that mapped out in my head. I visualize it, and then I go into the fight. So make sure that your aiming's really good. Just hit center screen, but also watch what your character's doing. As much as I know people like to watch what your enemy's doing, what you're doing is just as important, if not more important, than the people that you're fighting. So make sure that your character is all set to hit your center screen, and that your camera's positioned right, and that your aim is just on point. So keep out for that one. So number 4 is learning to engage and defend in all situations. So learn when to engage in fights and learn when to defend. So a lot of people, I'm not blessed to be an aggressive player on Gears, sadly, but I'm blessed to be an extremely good defensive player. So I'll start with the defensive first. So if you're getting shot at a lot and you're getting chased down, make sure that you capitalize on the mistakes of others, because when they see that you're hurt, they're gonna want to eat you alive, you know. So make sure that you're playing safe and that you're playing extremely defensive when you need to, when you're taking damage or when your team needs to push. You know, make sure that you guys are defending a little bit and spacing out when to do things, and pretty much letting your brain take a breather and like kind of map out what you're going to do before you actually do it. Defense is very important in Gears of War, especially Gears 5. So a defensive playstyle is very rewarding. It's a very hard one to master. I think being an aggressive player seems to be easier. I can't confirm that for sure, but from what I've seen for people that are aggressive players, it's really good for them. But I honestly think being a defensive player, an offensive player is the more rewarding, it seems like, but in my opinion, defensive play is definitely where it's at. So there's that. In terms of engaging in combat, you kind of have to know what you're going to do before you do it, and pretty much what your enemy is going to do. before, especially the team, if you're going to engage in like a 1v1 or a 2v1. So you really have to like pick and choose, like, hey, is this smart if I engage these two guys or if I engage this one person? Like, so visualize what you're going to do and how you're going to be aggressive, because if you're over aggressive, you're going to get punished for it. And you can't just go run up to an enemy if you don't have a plan, you know? Especially if you're playing like the team-based, like Control or like Guardian, you always have to make sure that if you're going to play aggressive, you have a plan and you're not just, you know, running in mindlessly just because you like that aggressive feel. So be careful with that one. So tip number 4 is learn, oh, sorry, my bad. Tip number 5 is use your comms. So your comms is pretty much what I just used right there. It flashed a second ago, but you can see where your teammates are at. You can see when people mark enemies, they go through the wall, like it's like a red, or sorry, depending on what team you are, if someone marks someone, you can see them in your comms and you can see that their walls. And that's very important to pretty much have an indication as to where the enemy team's at, because usually if you mark someone, there's usually other people with them, so keep that in mind. Going back to the weapon spawn retimer, it's very important in this game to use your comms to know like when the power weapons, like the boom shot, the long shot, M-bar, enforcer, like when all those weapons are going to respawn, so that you and your team can develop a plan to go play for those weapons. So let's say like boom shot's going to spawn in like 25 seconds, you know, go ahead and like map out the area from a distance and try to move your way over there. Or if your teammate's going to move to a area where let's say the M-bar is going to spawn into, and the M-bar has about 10 seconds left, make sure that you guys are just keeping up with the time and, you know, checking every now and then. I like to check like, my average, I use my comms is probably like, I'm going to say like 8 times a minute maybe. I know I didn't do it too much in this match, but I use my comms quite a bit. And it just helps to know where the teammates are at, the enemies, and the respawn timer, so keep an eye on that. Tip number 6 I got for you guys is team play is very important in this game. A lot of people like to rush in solo. A lot of people like to show off and be stylish and, you know, try to like 1v4 people. But in this game, team play is very important. And when you play this game, especially if you're getting into it or if you've already played it and you know what I'm about to say, fighting a team that's all talking together and that's working together is extremely hard to fight and to go against because they have a plan and they have the communication. So I play solo, so I'm always having to pretty much play defensively and watch my teammates' backs, which I don't mind doing. I actually like that style of team play. So just make sure that you're sticking with your teammates, and if you go far off, just make sure that you have a game plan of why you're like going far off. Like, hey, maybe I want to go grab grenades, but no one's over there. So just keep it a mindful eye out as to where your team's at, and, you know, help them with damage and help them with whatever they might need just to keep them safe and to keep them going. Because you're more likely to win if you team play than just, you know, everybody mindlessly just going in and doing what they want. So, but sometimes you will lose just because some people don't want to work together. But if you're doing your part, you know, you're doing your part, and, you know, I congratulate you for that, because being patient and team playing, even if people don't want to, but you're still doing it just to help them out, I think that's very respectful in this game. So that definitely doesn't go unnoticed. So number 7, and this is one of the most important ones that actually helped me out a lot, is playing calm. So when you take damage or you feel pressure in this game, when someone is doing really good or you're fighting the best person on the enemy team, playing calm is one of the most important things you can do, because when you play calm, you have more room to breathe, more time to think, even if it's in milliseconds, you know, when you play this game. So be very calm. If you keep dying, and you keep dying at the same person or to a stupid weapon that you don't like, or whatever the situation is, make sure that you're playing calm and that you're pretty much, you know, just breathing. You know, take it easy. Like, if you die and you're getting a little flustered, just breathe, you know. It's alright, you know. Or if you're getting pressured by 2 people, I know that happens to me a lot when I'm fighting. Sometimes I'm in a 2v1 situation. Like, just play it calm, you know, just make sure that you're doing your part and that you're not, like, aggressively playing and like you're mad and you're throwing off your shots because you're mad. Just play very, very, very calm, and you will see that your aim, your positioning, your mindset, and even like your gameplay is all going to just amp up, and it's going to be it's going to be really important. My bad. So keep an eye on playing calm. I already touched on don't rush. Number 9 is use long range. So when you're playing this game, I know one of the best things and one of the favorite things to do on this game is to just use the shotgun and go in for fights, but, you know, you can't use a shotgun in every single situation. You have to, like, use other weapons at some point, just to cut the range and keep people away from the point. And I'm mostly talking about control, or any game mode for that matter. Just make sure that you're using your long range when you need to, and you're not shooting your shotgun at someone that's like half across the map. Like, you gotta use your snub or your lancer or whatever weapon that you have that has more range. So just make sure that you're playing with your range, and that you're keeping a mindful eye that you're not always just using the shotgun just because it's meta and it's the most important thing to use. So keep an eye on that. So number 10 is pick up on enemy behavior and bad patterns and punish them for it. So this kind of goes back to being calm, and also playing defensively too. So when you play this game a lot, you'll start to notice that people, not all people, but a lot of people play the same. They're over aggressive. They'll definitely rush you if they have the chance, especially if they know that you're hurt. So like, if you can develop a plan on like picking up when they want to rush you and how they do it, and also pick up on when you hurt them too, because that's very important. Like, picking up on enemy behavior and patterns is an easy way to like outskill somebody, especially the entire team, when you're sitting here pretty much visualizing how you're going to go into a fight and how they play, and it'll help you a lot. That's one of the reasons why in this match too I did so good. I come from like fighting games and competitive ones like Smash Bros or Street Fighter and all that. So one thing when you play fighting games is you have to pick up on patterns and learn how to punish them, because it's a really hard thing to change your strategy and how you play on the spot. Most people figure it out after they lose, like, dang, I lost because of this, but they realize it too late. So make sure that you're also adapting too and keeping up with what they do, because most times people will make the same mistakes and they'll make it the entire match. But just keep in mind that they will change it, but just make sure you're picking up on that pattern. So keep that definitely in mind. And number 11 is have fun with your grind, regardless if you're playing to be a pro or getting better as a hardcore fan, or as a casual, trying to get into the series. So no matter if you're an intermediate player, beginner, pro, or you're playing just to get good, it doesn't matter. Make sure that you're playing for fun, because the moment that you, and take this from me, the moment that you like want to play and you want to be super serious about it and take it to the point where you're not even having fun with the game, you're just playing it just to get good. Like, you have to have fun with the game so that when you come back on it, you're not going to be pressured by all these, I need to get my stats up, my kills up. Like, have fun with the game, but you can also keep your competitive nature. I'm not telling you to get rid of it, but keep that competitive nature and pretty much just continue to grind, but enjoy the grind. And I know for Gears of War it's hard, trust me guys. I know for Gears of War it's definitely hard. I put so much time into this series, so I definitely know what it feels like to not enjoy the grind. But once you guys put the work in and everything, and while you're putting in the work, and even when you make it to a high level like myself where you play good, just continue to have fun and don't lose that like luster for the fun that you have for the series, and the the love that you have for it. So keep that in mind. And last but not least, a small little tip is and this will be number 12, don't let trash talk or shit that people say that that's like racist or messed up, because you'll see a lot of bad stuff on this game, just like any competitive game. But when you're playing this game, don't let all the trash talk and all that stuff get into your head. Play with an open mind. Don't let people deter you or turn you away from the series. Keep playing it, keep having fun, and just continue to enjoy the series, and don't let the people that don't want to see you do well, get in your head, or especially affect your gameplay too. So just keep that in mind. And let me know if any of these tips help you guys. These are personal tips I use to get good. Let me know if you guys play Gears, if you don't, if you're going to, and also let me know why you guys want to play. Do you guys want to get good on an intermediate level, or do you guys want to be a pro? Or are you guys just hardcore fans trying to get better? So let me know what you guys think and why you're playing the game, and I will talk to you guys in the comments below. Thank you guys for supporting me lately. That has not gone unnoticed. I am very blessed, so thank you guys for that. And I will see you guys in the next video. You guys have a good one and stay blessed.